This has completely turned the internet upside down, ladies and gentlemen. Get your phones, turn up the volume, and cancel whatever arrangements you may have had. Papoose is in the hospital. This is not a drill, please. It's not a film, sorry. This is true. And the individual responsible for the vicious it was none other than Eazy, the block captain who beat me up. Remy Ma was found skulking around with the same man while she was still married to Papoose. Now stop, breathe deeply. Because of what we're going to tell you, you'll be as stunned as Claressa outside the emergency room door. According to witnesses, the altercation didn't just begin. It blew up. The roles were reversed. There was blood. The cameras are rolling. Additionally, when Papoose was stretchered out, and it was over. As if her life depended on it, Claressa's Shields, the unbeaten champion herself, were seen sobbing, yelling, and hammering on the hospital doors. The question then becomes, did Eazy finally lose it after months of being the other man in Ray's crazy betrayal roller coaster, or was this retaliation a setup? Do you want the truth? Do you want dirt? What follows will destroy friendships, professions, and potentially put someone in jail, so stay right here. It all began with a look. It seemed like a gun going off in slow motion, a silent, bone-cutting glare that swept the room without a shove or shout. A space full of stadium-sized egos, influencers, and celebrities. Nevertheless, Papoose's eye contact with Eazy, the block captain, was the only thing everyone saw. Additionally, both men formerly battled for that woman. Yes, the room did not even contain Remy Ma. Let's go back. This beef didn't appear out of nowhere. It was bitter, sour, and ready to boil, like old tea brewing on the back burner. Fans have clocked the strange for months. Tension, it's simple to post cryptic Instagram tales. Papoose attending activities Remy was supposed to host by himself. The GWAT herself, Claressa Shields, unexpectedly finds herself in the center, releasing brief #loyalty captions that made TikTok investigators gag. Remy, keep quiet. Too silent, which indicates something's wrong in this world. Definitely up. Now, fast forward to 3 nights ago, when an elegant Brooklyn rooftop hosted a purported industry dinner. There was no Applebee's here. This was a high-level, NDA-only atmosphere, devoid of cameras, celebrities, and sunglasses at night. However, what transpired that evening ought to have remained confidential. Because the entire build-up to a vicious fistfight was not only recorded, but it was also leaked to a blog that has since been taken down twice by cease and letters. Fortunately, the video was shown to us. First, allow me to describe the scene. Papoose enters by himself. A few faces from the battle rap scene are already seated next to Eazy. There is quiet, no nod, no handshake. Papoose approaches Eazy directly. The atmosphere thickens as if everyone anticipated something, yet nobody was prepared for the severity of the situation. Then Papoose swings with a bang. He did indeed land the initial blow. However, what followed, no one anticipated. Eazy did not falter. He didn't retreat. He lost his temper. One eyewitness stated exclusively to Gossip Spill Vibe, "Dude, Eazy must have been working out with Claressa or something because he moved quickly. It wasn't even a fight, it was a takedown." Within 10 seconds, Papoose was lying on his back, chairs fell, plates broke, and beverages poured. Another visitor who asked to stay anonymous said, "It was like watching someone's uncle get jumped by a trained fighter." Papoose attempted to stand up, but Eazy gave him a forceful slam once again. Additionally, I promise that the entire rooftop fell silent. Nobody knew if they should record or yell. Naturally, someone also took a recording. The video that hit the web demonstrates how security finally steps in and removes Eazy, who is barely conscious. Someone is shouting, "Call an ambulance." He's not breathing properly. At that point, a black Escalade screamed up to the curb, making the situation much messy. And who leaps out? Claressa's defenses. She wasn't even meant to be there, you know. But she knew somehow. She somehow appeared immediately following the battle, as if she had been seeing the catastrophe unfold live. And, phew, her response. This is how one server put it, like she was in a title match, she leaped out. Just pure panic, no shoes, no makeup. She let out a scream upon seeing Papoose on the ground, saying, "I've witnessed battles and celebrities cry, but this was the first time I've ever heard a lady scream." Another witness claimed she fell to her knees in the emergency room parking lot, sobbing, cursing, and tugging at her own hair. "He should not come, I told him. I pleaded with him. This wasn't intended to take place in this manner." The tone of fans who had previously questioned Claressa and Papoose's chemistry abruptly altered. Twitter was overrun with posts such as, "Wait. Claressa loved him so much. She wasn't acting. That's pain. No, she was crying like she was the wife, not Remy. Remember that there has been no word from Remy Ma, not even a subtweet, not even a prayers up post, and there has been radio silence, and without Remy's voice, can you guess whose words are beginning to sound more authentic? Eazy's. Do you recall? When he went live last month, sipping from that notorious Karma mug? Some men talk, he said. Some men simply respond. You get burned if you play with fire for too long. People believed he was delivering a message, not about his rap rivals. Now, Papoose's damaged ego and broken ribs are the punchline. The report verified the following injuries: significant upper body bruising, 3 shattered ribs, a broken molar, and a moderate concussion. Spine with internal bleeding being monitored. This was an level beating, not a fight. And guess who waited with Papoose region until 4 a.m.? Not Remy. Claressa. The murmurs started then. Did Remy know that Eazy would lose it? Was this a failed revenge plot? Or worse, did she set Papoose up all along? The following 24 hours were a chaotic one, with mayhem before the blood on the rooftop had even dried with Papoose still alive. Did Claressa know too much and try to stop it too late? The internet went crazy when he was in a hospital bed with IVs and vital signs connected. Trending hashtags like #PeepoDown, #Eazy swung first, and, most startlingly, #Remy set him up appeared on TikTok, Twitter, and Clubhouse like wildfire, but Remy Ma was nowhere to be found, not even a burner, not a single Instagram post, not a single tweet. Account retaliating with false information, and as fans probed further, additional receipts began to appear. This silence was more powerful than a confession, and baby, what they exposed made this entire altercation appear to have been a planned trap. Let's begin with the voicemail that was leaked, in which an anonymous user purporting to be Remy Ma's former assistant dropped a screen capture of a voice memo purportedly sent by Remy 2 days prior to the rooftop dinner, with a voice that remarkably resembles hers. Transcribed excerpt. To be honest, I advised him not to come, that he was no longer in the mood, and that he could if he wanted to. Brave, he's gone. Get checked. I've saved him. I've saved him. One Twitter user wrote, Remy knew exactly what was going to go down and let it happen. The internet went crazy. Another person commented, if this was chess, she sacrificed her king to protect the other side. Stop it. She served it on a silver platter. However, it didn't end there. Remy's secret burner account screenshots appeared, purportedly confirmed by a Reddit moderator who revealed her liking tweets that shaded Papoose, retweeting Claressa's opponents, and even following an Eazy fan page under the handle @NotThatRemy. According to screenshots that matched IP records to her public profile. Even worse, according to one of the burners revealed direct messages, he still thinks I'm loyal. It's still debatable whether that message was about Papoose or someone else, but the public has already decided. In the social media world, perception is reality. By the time Claressa was seen leaving the emergency room crying, hooded, and attempting to evade the photographers, she was receiving more than just pity. Memes poured in, and the support was overwhelming. Remy was drinking wine at the hospital as Claressa sobbed. Eazy boxing glove, Remy woman in lotus pose, Papoose face with head bandage, and Claressa's face sobbing loudly. A second clip appeared just when people believed they had witnessed the worst of black love, which turned out to be a fraud. Slightly injured, shirt undone, and smirking at the camera, Eazy sits in the back of a car in this shorter but far more incriminating video. And what did he say? He said, "I don't just battle with bars. I finish what others start." That statement was explosive. This is where it gets even weirder. Phantom's heart. Because if that's not proof that this fight was prearranged, we don't know what is. Remy was purportedly invited to the rooftop meal but abruptly withdrew. Why? According to Too Much Energy in the Room, the insider who worked the event texted the organizer, "I'll move on." Too much vigor or excessive guilt, because, let's not forget, Papoose was the one who reared Remy's son, supported her during her incarceration, and declined offers from the business to preserve her legacy. Now the lady he loves is abandoning him while he is in a hospital bed, but it becomes even worse when Claressa's voicemail comes in. According to people familiar with the matter, Claressa left a string of voicemails to one of her best boxing friends, one of which is said to have leaked. "I tried to warn Remy this would occur. You're messing with two men's dignity. I told her months ago. That never works out. They laughed in my face. Now, no one is laughing. In fact, several since the dramatic baby shower altercation in which Remy allegedly accused Claressa of becoming a stepmother too soon, and let's face it, the two haven't spoken in over a month. According to insiders, Eazy and Remy were seen at a Netflix event last month. Remy stopped tagging Papoose in posts. Signs were always present. 2 weeks prior to this supper, Papoose was wearing a wrist brace, and Claressa deleted all of her Instagram photos of herself with Remy. This wasn't a one-night event. Conflict. After months of building tension, secrets, animosity, and inflated egos, the entire house of cards is suddenly collapsing. At this point, fan theories have evolved into full-fledged documentaries. According to others, Eazy was coerced into battling Papoose in order to destroy his impeccable reputation, and both sides emotionally exploited Claressa. Or worse, this was a twisted PR stunt that went too far. Remy planned the meal as a last test to discover who truly cared about her. One TikToker within a now viral deconstruction titled Remy Ma, the mastermind of her own collapse, more than 300K followers make all the connections, the burner accounts, the secret calls, the ring cam film that was leaked from Ray's residence, which showed Eazy departing at 3 in the morning, and, finally, an email from a hospital employee, once more unsubstantiated, asserting that Remy simply glanced at her phone and left after being informed about Papoose's illness. Now, look, we don't know. We do know that Papoose is hurt, Eazy is smug, Claressa is broken, and Remy seems curiously calm in the midst of a crisis, but we don't know what's true anymore, what's real, or what's simply internet noise. Papoose lay quietly in a hospital bed at Brooklyn Methodist, a Category 5 emotional hurricane that left everything changed by the time the sun rose. Claressa Shields had just left the hospital after security persuaded her to take a break. His face was swollen, his ribs were bound, and his dignity was crushed. There was no sign of Eazy, and Remy Ma was still missing, not even a phone call to check on him. But what transpired over the course of the following 48 hours transformed the story from a mere celebrity altercation into a full-fledged legal and emotional disaster. Let's begin with the police report. Eazy. The Brooklyn Police Department said that they were looking through surveillance tapes and online viral videos from the rooftop celebration. The block captain is now, in addition to being formally under investigation for severe assault, several attendees, including at least one celebrity who was apparently close enough, have been subpoenaed as witnesses. To get blood on his shoes. This wasn't a bar fight, one cop told Page 6 off the record. This violent, premeditated incident resulted in injuries that it might have killed a man. The worst part is still to come. Papoose is not going to file a complaint. Yes, exactly. The man has been repeatedly injured, but he still refuses to talk to the police. Why? He feels deceived, humiliated, and broken, according to people close to him, but refuses to give the media the satisfaction of portraying him as helpless. Apparently, his exact words: "Show the world the price of loyalty. I'm not dragging, take him to court. I'm struggling to find calm again. Oh no. It hurts now." However, his family does not remain silent, but Papoose does. Known for living off the grid, his sister attacked Remy in a harsh Instagram story, writing, "You let that man bleed in the street like a stranger." You're dead to us after everything he did for you. Even Remy's own fan following appears to be split. Her final, so you let Eazy do him like that and said nothing? That's the man who held you down in prison, was one of the many comments left on the Instagram photo, which was a casual snapshot taken only days before the fight day. If things couldn't get any uglier, Claressa Shields, the GWAT, the lady who sobbed outside the emergency room, said, "This ain't hip-hop. This is heartless." She broke her silence by saying that her soul had departed her body. She didn't hold back in a last-minute, exclusive interview with Hot 97. There was more to this than a brawl. This involved feelings of pride, treachery, and witnessing a loved one enter a combat zone alone. Weeks ago, I told Remy, someone is going to break if you continue to play both sides. And you know what? It wasn't simple. Papoose was the word. I love that man, she continued. I've had enough of seeing others break him for sport, but I still do. The internet exploded once more. Twitter is on fire. Reddit is burning. Reaction. Videos on YouTube. An entirely different kind of pandemonium. But hold on, it becomes more profound. Because, according to hospital sources, Papoose requested that personnel prevent Remy from coming. Yes, you read correctly. On day 2, she reportedly attempted to visit, but security had explicit instructions. Don't let Remy's Mackie through those doors if she shows up. As if that weren't awful enough, staff said that she waited in the lobby for 17 minutes before hurriedly leaving after mumbling, "He always got to make it dramatic." A few hours later, Papoose's "He don't love you like I love you. Bet you'll regret it" is the caption for a mysterious TikTok dance video that a daughter submitted to Beyoncé's apology. Drama isn't the only thing anymore. This is a betrayal with multiple layers and further anguish. Let us now discuss the restraining order. Indeed, it is taking place. Claressa Shields has talked with legal experts in order to file a temporary restraining order against Eazy, according to family sources. Not because of fear, but because tremendous pressure from internal management and fans. For the sake of her reputation and emotional security, her team essentially doesn't want her to be with Eazy ever again, an unidentified publicist told Gossip Spill Vibe. Claressa is in tears. Papoose isn't working. Remy was quiet and relaxed. He is tweeting lyrics akin to a promotional mixtape. It's repulsive. But don't assume that Eazy has finished speaking. He went live once more last night, as arrogant as ever. People were pleading for Instagram to suspend him for drinking Hennessy with the message, "Y'all mad I finished the verse y'all skipped." Fat Joe even joined the fray. Papoose is a real one, Joe stated, staring directly into the camera during a live stream with Angie Martinez. This has always been the case. This was cowardly behavior. No matter how hard you rap, you wouldn't do that to your family. And then there's Remy. According to insiders, she's preparing a major project, such as a documentary series, but she hasn't made an official statement, apologized, or gone on a podcast tirade. Apparently, a camera team was following her in the weeks prior to the incident, and according to sources, she's sitting on more than 30 hours of exclusive film tape, which features private conversations with Eazy and Claressa.